Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Fun Valley. It's time for game number 2 of the District E Region 6 Tournament Series between the number 15 ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons and the Hesston Larks. Hutchinson has a 1-0 lead in the series after a 6-2 victory in game number 1. Steve Carpenter with you. The Dragons taking the field. Let's get to the starting lineups for game number 2. First for the Hesston Larks. Leading off will be the center fielder, Taylor Martin. Batting second, the starting pitcher, Kaylin Lasley. Batting third, playing left field, Lexi Avalos. Sam Amarante is the catcher, batting fourth. Sierra Long bats fifth. She's the shortstop. Jocelyn Chavez will bat sixth and play right field. Kendall Richardson bats seventh at second base. Batting eighth is the third baseman, Adriana Ruiz. And batting ninth, the designated player, Josie Dole. In the lineup but not playing is first baseman, Reese McCrary. Blue Dragons will line up like this. Izzy Godinez at short, Becca Roberts at left, Cameron Pope at third, Raven Bass, the first baseman, Bryn Stockman in right, Natalie Semmel, the catcher, DJ Cannon, the designated player, Bree Johnson at second base, and Ashton Reynolds in center field, and Destiny Schultz in the circle to start game number 2. The sophomore from Deer Park, Texas, coming in with a record of 12-5 and a 2.85 earned run average. She's making her 20th start. She has 11 complete games and 3 shutouts. 98 in the third innings pitched, 99 hits, 55 runs, 40 earned. She has struck out 74, walked 44. And opponents are hitting 258 against. So getting set for game number 2. Dragons won the first one 6-1. Another Dragon win, and they're off to Topeka. So here we go. Destiny Schultz into the line, and the first pitch to Taylor Martin's foul back out of play. Martin in game number 1 was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. For the season, Martin coming in, hitting .303, 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. The pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-1. We had some internet issues in the first game. Hopefully we're past them. The pitch. There's a strike at the knees, and it's 1-2. Dragon Baseball won the first game in 8 innings, 6-5 on a walk-off error. So they've clinched a home region 6. Berth next week. Pitch taken upstairs, 2-2. Normally those games are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Hutch High plays at Hobart Denver Field on Friday, so the Dragons will have to adjust that schedule a bit. 2-2 from Schultz. Slice foul. With the exception of Schultz in the circle, the entire Blue Dragon defense is the same. Left fielder Becca Roberts playing fairly deep in left. Pitch taken a little bit low, and it's a full count. Dez did not pitch particularly well against Hesston in her first meeting with the Larks. There's the payoff. Low ball 4, and so a bit of an ominous start to game number 2. A leadoff walk to Taylor Martin. First part of the year over the latter half, walks were an issue for Destiny Schultz. She walks her 45th of the year. Now Kaylin Lasley, the pitcher. Lasley, a 300 hitter coming into the afternoon. A wind in the pitch, showing bunt, and she runs up and takes the ball low and outside. Lasley 1 for 3 in the first game. Hesston had just 3 hits off DJ Cannon. The pitch is bunted foul. Dragons trying to move on to Topeka for the 4th consecutive season. They're a game away from doing so. Hesston's trying to force a game 3 tomorrow. Bunted to first baseman Raven Bass. She pours it to second baseman Bree Johnson. So a sacrifice bunt by Lastly. Martin up to second. And now Lexi Avalos. Avalos 1 for 2 with the stolen base. Also a sac fly. Wide in the pitch. Outside ball 1. The pitch. Foul tipped at the plate. Hopefully the Warriors will hold out for another game. Woke up with a pretty nasty sore throat this morning. 1-1 pitch. Off the plate wide, 2-1. There's a called strike. Now the count 2-2 on the batter Avalos. Dez's last time out through a 5-inning complete game, 2-hit shutout against Bethany in a 14-0 win. Way high for a ball. Full count, so full count to 2 of the first 3 batters by Dez. Outside of an April 12th appearance against Neosho, where she was hit hard, Dez has really pitched well over her last 7 starts. 3-2 pitch, pull foul. She's a hard luck loser in a 4-2 8-inning loss to number 8 Cowley on April 17th. Entering extra innings, she had retired 10 in a row before back-to-back triples changed the complexion of that game. Runner at second, 1 away here in the top of the first. 3-2 pitch. That one's a line to left field and down for a hit. Roberts gets to it quickly. Martin only goes to third, so it's runners at the corners, 1 away now for Sam Amarante. The wind, when there is getting a little stronger as the day goes longer. Blowing out of the east-northeast toward the right field corner, now about 15 miles per hour. The flag out in center. Most outstretch it's been all afternoon. Amarante takes a strike. Amarante in game number 1. Walked once, struck out once, was 0 for 2. The pitch. That one's in the center field, down for a hit, and Hesston has the lead. Scoring from third is Martin. And the Larks have their first lead of the series on an RBI single by Sam Amarante. Now Sierra Long, 9 home runs in the regular season. Long in the first game was 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. She did score a run. So Hesston draws first blood here in the second game. If there will be a third game, 1 o'clock tomorrow here at Fun Valley, we would have coverage. Pitch in there, good stop by Natalie Semmel. 20 pitches and 11 in the zone for Dez. The pitch. Full on that drop change. Long swings through it, and it's 1-1. Oh, Blue Dragon Baseball's hit a couple of home runs in game number 2 against Seward County. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a rise ball, 1-2. That pitch had a little purpose to it. Dez looks into Natalie Simmel for the sign now, delivers. Drop change, misses outside, 2-2. Blue Dragons leads 3-1, middle of the fourth at Hobart Detter Field. Action on another link on the network. Curveball sails outside, and the count runs full again. Right now, Des sees take a deep breath, kind of recollect herself. She appears to be rushing her delivery. 3-2 pitch. She lost her. The bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning. Long walks Amarante to second, Avalos to third, and pitching coach Ray Aguirre heads out to the circle. The Dragons themselves during BP today had a lot of energy. And based off their game one performance, a 6-2 win, things were going good, but all of a sudden, things not looking so good. As Hesston has scored one on a Sam Amarante single that drove in Taylor Martin. Now the the Larks have the bases loaded. And we're going to have a pitching change. DJ Cannon's coming in to take over for Destiny Schultz. And we'll tell you about DJ right after this break. So Jamie Rose not taking any chances, lifting Des Schultz after 5 batters. One already across in the inning. Hesston with a 1-0 lead. DJ Cannon in the first game, won her 18th of the year. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. She threw right at 118 pitches. So now Jocelyn Chavez hits for the first time in game 2. Chavez 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Her double made it 4-2. Cannon's pitch, swing and a miss. So Ray Aguirre must have not liked the body language you saw to Dez. And immediately went to DJ Cannon. The pitch. Pop foul out of play. And it is no balls and 2 strikes. The count to Chavez. Chavez was one of Cannon's 10 strikeout victims in game number 1. The line to the 0-2 curveball. High pop toward the Hesston dugout, and it's out of play. The line and the 0-2 from Cannon. Curve ball off the plate. Tried the backdoor curve and missed. And it's 1-2. Good pitch. That is what they call a good miss on an 0-2 pitch. Now the 1-2. Pop foul out play again. Great crowd on hand. Probably the second biggest crowd we've had this year. Had more than 200 against Labette here. 1-2 pitch. Lifted foul out of play again to the left. 1-0 Hesston. We're still in the top of the first. The pitch. Foul off again. That's 5 straight 2-strike pitches that Jocelyn Chavez has fouled off. Couple of balls returned from Kiera to Crane over the fence. That's the momentary delay. 1-2 pitch. Grounded to short. Godinez bobbles to second for 1, and that'll be the only play, and a run will score. So a fielder's choice RBI. Avalo scores. Two in the inning, and now Kendall Richardson, the second baseman. Richardson in the first game 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Runner goes, the throw down. Now the try to come home with it. The throw is in time, and the inning is over. Bree Johnson delivers a strike to Natalie Semmel, and the runner's caught stealing. 2-4-2 CS. Hesston does come up with a couple. 2 runs on 2 hits. 2-run, 2-space CS. 2-4-2. Space CS. After half inning, Hesston nothing, and the Dragons coming up. So Kaylin Lastly, the Game 2 starter for Hesston. Lastly, making her 21st start of the year, 5-7 with a 5.65 earned run average. 96 2/3 innings pitch, 157 hits, 130 earned. 130 runs, 78 earned, 44 strikeouts, 26 walks. Pardon me. Izzy Godinez lead off for the Dragons. She takes strike 1 from Lastly. Godinez in game number 1, 1 for 3 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Dragons trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Ground to long third, that's a foul ball. Izzy Godinez now hitting .434, 59 total hits. That leads the team by 1 over Cameron Pope. 4 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs for Izzy. 27 RBI. It's one of those 4 home runs and inside the park one. The 0-2. Slow curveball outside, ball 1. Lastly's pitch, another slow curve outside, 2-2. Lastly took the loss in the 10-7 come from behind victory. Lastly over against Hutchinson in March here at Fun Valley. 5 innings pitched, 10 hits allowed, 7 runs, 5 earned. Fly ball down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul and drop for a 2-2 count. Lastly did not give up a home run, only 1 extra base hit. She did hit a batter and have 2 wild pitches. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but not a big walk either. 44 strikeouts to 22 walks, 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. The pitch in the dirt, and Izzy has worked the count full. Here's a payoff to Godinez. Outside, it's a leadoff walk. Now Becca Roberts. Roberts had a solid game number 1. 2 for 3.
Left fielder number 8.
A run scored. Also stole her 27th base of the year. Becca netting .377 with 43 hits. Drops down the mud. It's a good one. Fair territory fielded by Amarante. A good strong throw from Amarante. Was it a foul ball? Nope, they call it a foul ball.
No.
I think the ball and the bat met for a second time. It did not hit Becca. But the ball went straight down, and I think it double contacted the ball with Roberts in the box, constituting a foul ball. Now the 0-1 runner goes, grounded to the left side, deep in the hole. It's long, the throw to first, safe. Now going for third is Izzy Godinez. The ball gets by her. She's going to try to score and will. So now moving up to third is Robert. The time was called, I believe. If they call obstruction, they did. So obstruction on the second baseman. I'll put that play in.
You do that.
Dragons trail 2-1. Now Andrew Shaw is going to come out and try to find out what's going on. That'll be an infield a bunt single for Roberts. She takes second on the throw on the error, and then error on the second baseman for obstruction. Godinez went to second and then went to third, then scored on the throwing error by the first baseman, Reese McCrary.
Number baseman number 21, Cameron Pope.
So no RBI right now, no earned runs. And here's Cam Pope. Chance to tie it up already. So 2 errors on the play, 1 for obstruction. And this ball 1 to Cam. Pope's average now up to .420 with 58 hits. 3 home runs, 28 driven in. Line in the pitch. Line down the right field line, but it's foul. Megan Snyder, my statistician, has never had to score one as goofy as that call was. But the fact that I've scored baseball for over 40 years. It's at third now. 1-1 count to Cameron Pope way up in the box. Open stance to pitch. Changeup misses low, 2-1. Cameron has had a very impressive second half of the year. And the first half wasn't all that bad, just very steady. Breaking pitch off the plate wide. 3-1 to the Dragon third baseman. Lastly's pitch is hit toward the gap, right center field. Nobody's going to get to this one, and it'll two-hop the base of the wall. Robert scores to tie the game and pulling into second base with an RBI double. Cameron Pope, and we're tied at 2.
First baseman, number 28, Raven Bass.
So the first 3 have reached, and the Dragons have immediately erased that 2-run deficit. Now Raven Bass. Raven, a 2-run home run in the first game. That tied the Blue Dragons single season record for home runs with 15. Now with 17, she's 4 off Jamie Tano's career home run mark. Bass in the first game, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch in the dirt. Runners try to move up to throw down. And they got her. Whoa. Ben Whitsitt arguing the call. Cameron Pope throwed out trying to advance. And now we're going to get a talk. That Cam looked clearly safe. And I have this funny feeling this call will not be overturned. Andrew Sharp has been in the base umpire's ear pretty much all day when he was behind the plate in game number 1. Oh, they did overturn it. And now here comes Andrew Sharp to argue. They want to talk to both of them, so it'll be a wild pitch. Yeah, interesting. Turner was usually don't see one of those overturned like that, but what that's the type of call that could fire up one way or the other. On the call wrong to begin with. Cam was in there safe. We have a pretty good look at it from up here. And the fact that it got overturned could give light a fuse under the Larks that the Blue Dragons may not want to see. This is a good Larks team. They have owned some good wins this year. I think the call's going to stand. Hesston fans obviously not pleased with the call. So Pope at third now with nobody out. And a 1-1 count on Raven Bass. Still nobody out in the inning. The Dragons have tied it up. Andrew Sharp continues to argue the call. And there's not much more, I don't think, that could be argued. And I think we're about ready to get back to action. All the while, Kaylin Lastly's probably starting to take some warm-up tosses on the side. So now the Hesston coach has been given a warning, or the Hesston dugout has, and you're afraid that it could escalate to that. So a warning has been issued to the Hesston dugout. Now all the while, I think Jamie Rose is going to go try to figure out everything that has occurred to make sure she's on the same page with everybody. So Raven Bass continues to wait. Kaylin Lastly continues to wait. And I think we're finally ready to get back to softball. Lastly will get a couple of warm-up tosses, as she should. And Andrew Sharp is about one negative word away from not seeing the end of this one. So now we go back to work. 1-1 count to Bass. Cameron Pope at third, moving up on the wild pitch. 2 have already scored for the Dragons to tie it at 2 here in the bottom of the first. A very eventful first inning in game number 2. The pitch in the dirt. For Hesston defensively, Adriana Ruiz is now playing third base and in the lineup. Reese McCrary is at first base. The rest of the lineup stays the same. Long at short, Richardson at second. Ripped up the middle, and that's a base hit. Pope will score, and the Dragons have the lead just like that. That ball was absolutely crushed. Raven Bass drives in run number 45. Far and away the team leader, and the first 4 batters have reached for the Dragons. 3 have scored. Now Bryn Stockman, the freshman right fielder, hitting .366 with 48 hits, 2 home runs, 32 driven in. First pitch swinging, a little slow roller to the right side, fielded by Lastly, and she'll underhand flip to first. That'll move the runner up to second, but now there's 1 away. That's the first out of the inning. Bass now at second for catcher Natalie Semmel. Nat in the first game was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. .318 average, 21 for 66, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, and Semmel takes ball 1. Dragons 1 win away from returning to Topeka. Last year is a Division II school. They move up to Division I next year. Pitch taken though. Many years Blue Dragons were a Division I program, but most of the league about 10 years ago dropped down to Division II to become more competitive. Well, Blue Jayhawk Conference softball all across the board has gotten much better over the last 10 years, the Blue Dragons included. Pitches a strike, taking all the way with Seminoles 2-1. Joining the fray next year will be Hesston College. They will be a full Jayhawk Conference member. Be Division II in mostly everything, with the exception of soccer and I believe cross country and track. Semmel pulls that one foul outside of third, and now it's 2-2. Northwest Tech out of Goodland will become a full member next year. They're a part-time member this year. So the conference will have 21 schools next year. 2-2 pitch to Semmel. Lifted toward the gap right, left center field. It's high off the wall. Bass makes the turn to third. She will score, and pulling into second with an RBI doubles, Natalie Semmel, and the Dragons lead at 4-2. Semmel with double number 4, RBI number 20. And it's a 4-run inning. If Nat gets any kind of rotation backspin on that at all, that leaves the yard.
The pitcher, number 15, DJ Cannon.
Now DJ Cannon, the pitcher. Started as the DP, but now in the game to pitch. DJ riding an 8-game hitting streak. Average at .308, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. She slices one foul. Cannon in the first game, 1 for 2. With 2 RBIs, an RBI triple and an RBI sac fly. So Natalie Semmel continues to come through with some clutch hits. The pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Amarante. Semmel stays at second. They count 1-1 on DJ Cannon. Wine in the pitch. Slice off the glove of the third baseman and down the line. Now Semmel's going to try to score. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. That'll be a single for Cannon. She takes second on the throw, and it is 5-2. Single.
It was.
Yeah, single, and she took second on the throw, so plus T. No, I'll make it a no. That's a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I go back?
Second baseman, number 22, Bree Johnson.
She on double.
Now Bree Johnson, the batter. 5-2 Dragons. Ball one to Bree. Johnson in the first game, 1 for 2 with a triple. Tapped in front of the plate, fielded by Lastly, and she throws on the first in time. Moving up to third is DJ Cannon, and now there with 2 outs. Then bring up the ninth batter of the inning, sophomore Ashton Reynolds. Reynolds in the first game, 0 for 3. She hit the ball well, struck out once.
Number 7.
She lined out and hit a hard one-hopper right back up the middle that was fielded by Lexi Yassen. Hesston scored 2 in the top of the first. The Dragons have countered with 5 in the bottom. Ground ball left side fielded by Ruiz. Pours it across in time, and the inning is over. But the Dragons come up with 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 1 error, and they strand 1 after 1 here at Fun Valley in game number 2, Dragons 5 and the Larks 2. A double for DJ Cannon extends her hitting streak now to 9 games, longest of her career. So now it's, excuse me, Kendall Richardson, Adriana Ruiz, and Josie Knoll.
Scoreboard's off.
He'll come back on.
Okay.
DJ Cannon. Lead off to second is Richardson. She was on base when Sam Amarante was cut down at the plate by Bree Johnson trying to score on a double steal attempt. Hard hit ball left side, and that's a base hit. So Richardson singles through the left side. And they'll bring up third baseman Adriana Ruiz, who did not hit in game number 1.
First baseman, number 30, Adriana Ruiz.
Ruiz, a .246 hitter on the year. First pitch, when she pops it up, it'll be the third baseman, Pope, to make the catch. There's one away. Now Josie Knoll. Josie did not play in the first game, a sophomore, 277 hitter with 13 total hits, 10 runs, 13 RBIs, 1 extra base hit. Strike one called. Dragons won the first game 6-2 to lead the series 1-0. One more win, and Dragons punch their ticket to Topeka. Knoll swings and fouls one straight back. The count now 0-2. Jamie Rose felt like her team was in a good place coming into this doubleheader, or this series, excuse me. Pitch just out the plate wide, 1-2. Wind once again gusting up a little bit. The pitch. Called strike 3. First strikeout of this game after a 10 strikeout performance in game number 1. Now 2 away for Taylor Martin. She led off the game and scored. Led off the game with a walk. A sacrifice to second. The pitch. Wave and a miss. The pitch. Runner goes, popped up, shallow center. Going back to make the catch is Bree Johnson, and the inning is over. So Cannon works around the leadoff single to Richardson. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Dragons 5 and the Larks 2. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Ashley Yason back into the circle for Hesston. And Izzy Godinez on an 0-1 pitch, hits us on the mile high to shallow right. And Jocelyn Chavez makes the catch, 1 away here in the second. Caitlin Lastly moves over to third.
Left fielder number 8, Becca Roberts.
Yason, the number 1 strikeout pitcher in Division II of the NJCAA. took the game 1 loss. Ball 1 to Becca Roberts, who singled and scored. "5-2 Dragons here in the second. Pitch this off the plate wide. Roberts swings and misses. Now it's 2-1. Jason in the first game took the loss. Now 17-15. She pitched 6 innings, allowed 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. She walked 5 and struck out 5 with 2 wild pitches. 2-1 pitch. Strike at the knees, and it's 2-2 to Becca Roberts. Roberts looking for her 4th hit of the series. Pitch. Becca wouldn't chase high, and it's a full count. Yason threw 130 pitches in game number 1. And there, Andrew Sharp doesn't want this game to get too much further away from him. High pop, out of play. So both game 1 starters are back in for game number 2. As Schultz lasted exactly 1/3 of an inning. Kaylin Lastly wanting the pitch. Pop foul, out of play again. Little guy trying to re-tee, but just about got drilled with another one. He was right in the way and looked up and saw it coming and ducked out. So fortunate he's okay. Once again, the 3-2. Low ball 4. Nice at bat for Becca Roberts, and she's on base for the 2nd straight time. Now Cameron Pope. Pope and RBI double her first time up.
The third baseman, number 21, Cameron Pope.
And average continues to climb. She's still undecided on where she's going to go next year. Pitch to Pope's in the dirt. And moving up on the wild pitch is Becca Roberts. It's now 4 wild pitches on the afternoon for Yason. Pope now has hit safely in 7 of their last 8. She had a pair of 3-hit games against Bethany. Her average at low point at any one time during the season was .333. Now she's at .420 coming into this one. Pitch a little bit high, and it's 2-0. She has been the most consistent Blue Dragon batter of them all this year. Swing and a miss there. It's 2-1. Cam has hit safely in 34 of 44 games. Called strike, 2-2. Her longest streak without a hit was 3 games, and that was just 6 at-bats. And coming in the latter stages of March on that Johnson County Fort Scott road trip. The pitch got her swinging on a changeup inside. First strikeout for Yason, and there's 2 away here in the Dragon second. Now Raven Bass.
First baseman, number 28, Raven Bass.
15 home runs now for Raven on the season. 17 for her career. Bass also did not play against Hesston in that doubleheader sweep in March. Check that, she did. She was 2 for 8 with a home run. She was hiding down there a little bit. Change up, strike on the inside corner. Yason got Bass to strike out once on that pitch in the first game. Big cut by Ravens, pulled well foul. A little out in front, let's pull the foul. Brock Schaefer singles in. Julian ripped for the Dragons to get a 6-2 lead in baseball down at Hobart Detter. And now they head to the 7th at Detter. The pitch. Big cut, and it's fouled off the foot of Raven, and she's in a little bit of discomfort. Second time today she's fouled one off her foot, but this one was a little more pronounced. So great crowd on hand out here at Fun Valley. Big Blue Dragon day here on the network. The Dragons and baseball team in Seward County going at it down at Detter. Of course, postseason is here for the softball team, leading Hesston 1-0 in their best-of-3 series. Here's the 3-2. Walked her. Oh, scoreboard was wrong. Now it's 3-2. Once again, caught by the scoreboard. I should know better. 3-2 pitch, fouled straight back. What a cut from Raven that time. Wow. Dragons looking to close things out. Long way to go in this one, though. The pitch. Wow. Raven jumped on that rise ball, yanked it foul. That sent a buzz through the crowd. Said it all year long, she had the most impressive foul balls you'll ever see. Once again, the payoff. Out in front of it again. Right now, Yason just trying to keep it in on the hands of Bass. She knows anything out over the plate could go yard. And she is just jamming Raven with every pitch. 3-2. Lost her ball for another great at bat by the Blue Dragons. First Roberts, now Bass, and they both draw walks. Runners at first and second, 2 away for right fielder Bryn Stockman. Stockman grounded out to pitcher Kaylin Lastly in the first.
If they get walked, is it not a base hit, not an RBI earned?
Base loaded walk is, yeah.
Okay.
The pitch. The strike at the belt. Welcome to those viewers on the broadcast of the week on kjccc.org. Change-ups foul back to the screen, and it's not now no balls and 2 strikes on Bryn Stockman. This has become a 28-pitch inning for Ashley Asen. The pitch. Rise ball foul back. May have been up. But now it's 1-2 to Bryn Stockman. About a month ago, Jamie Rose was worried, maybe not so much a month, maybe 2 weeks ago, Jamie Rose was worried about the focus of this team. I think those issues have been cleared up in her mind. The pitch. Slow curveball outside. And it's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. So Yason gets 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, and the Dragons go scoreless in the second. We head to the third, 5-2 Hutchinson. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Game 2 of this Region 6 District E opening round series. 1 year ago, the Dragons were pushed to 3 games by Kansas City, and they were played all in one day because of rain. So Kayla Lastly steps in to lead off the third. Now the third baseman, it's slice foul. Lastly had a sacrifice bunt in her first plate appearance. We have Taylor Martin in the scoring position. She eventually scored. Curveball off the plate, wide, 1-1. The pitch, taken low. And it's 2-1. Canning came in with 1 out in the first inning, and the bases were loaded. She got out of it with the fielder's choice, and then a 2-4-2 caught stealing at the plate on a double steal attempt. Now 3-1 to Lastly, the pitch. Curveball, it's a strike, full count. Natalie Semmel drops the sign, cannon into the wind, the pitch. It's flared foul off to the left. Once again, the 3-2 from Cannon to Lastly. Here it is. That one's hit the left field, coming on as Roberts, but it lands in front of her for a leadoff single. So Lastly with her second hit of the series. The leadoff single to the left, and that'll bring up left fielder Lexi Avalos. Avalos singled and scored her first time. There's now 4 hits for the Larks, which is 1 more than they had all of game number 1. Cannon limited him to 3. Corners up for the Dragons, looking bunt. Line down the right field line, that's foul by a matter of inches. Cannon got up with a pitch, and Avalos jumped on it. So the Dragons fortunate. Avalos climbs back in, down in the count, 0-1. Cannon's pitch. Strike on the inside corner. DJ Cannon to career high 36 wins now. Second to Holly Kelly's 41. Curveball spins outside, 1-2. 18-4 this year with that game 1 victory. This is just her 4th relief appearance this year. Hit the center field shallow. It's going to drop in for a hit. Looked like it came off the bat a lot better than it did. Izzy Godinez was cutting straight across and dropped back. By the time she realized she had taken the wrong angle. And it dropped in between her and Ashton Reynolds. Lastly stops at second. 2 straight hits her to start the third. And Hesston's trying to battle back in. The tying run comes to the plate, and Sam Amarante, the catcher. Line in the pitch. That's a wild one that gets past. It'll move lastly up to third, and Avalos up to second. And the tone of this inning is becoming a bit ugly. Dragons also have Brent Stockman and Megan Davis available to pitch. Pitch outside. It's 2-0 now to Amarante. Amarante singled, drove in a run. Her RBI drove in Lexi Avalos to give Hesston a short-lived 2-0 lead. Way high, and a bad one will load him up. Here's the cripple from DJ. And there for a strike. Amarante was taking all the way. DJs could use a strikeout. He's got to come back from a 3-0 count to do it. Here's the 3-1. Pop foul right side. Nobody will get to it. Now the count is full. In her freshman season, DJ Cannon was called on in relief 10 times. The pitch. Lost her and the bases are loaded. So the second time this afternoon, the Larks have loaded the bases in game number 2. And Sierra Long, who walked her first time. 9 home runs in the regular season. First pitch is in there for a strike. Cannon this year has given up 6 gopher balls. She only gave up 4 as a freshman. The 0-1. Low and away, and it's 1-1 now to Long. Line of the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Pitch up. I mentioned it earlier. That pitch is outside, 2-2. DJ doesn't want to go full. She'd like to make a quality pitch right here. Bases loaded, nobody out to pitch. It is high, it's a full count. So you got power on power. A bad one will force in a run and cut the Dragon lead to 2. Still nobody out in the third. Here's the payoff from DJ. Lost her. The run comes in. It's 5-3. Bases loaded, walk for long. Lastly scores to make it 5-3, and now the Blue Dragon infield will get together to discuss things. Jocelyn Chavez will be the batter. She reached on a fielder's choice her first time. I said earlier when that call on Cameron Pope was reversed at third, where she was called safe.
Number 23, Jocelyn Chavez.
That they can fire the Larks up. I think it has. They're playing with a little more purpose right now. The pitch. Popped up. This should be the infield fly. Roll this IF6. A big first out and infield fly to Izzy Godinez. Now second baseman Kendall Richardson, who singled her first time up. Bases loaded now, one away. Popped up, but this one will get back and out of play. Somebody was over there texting and nearly got clubbed. Here's Canada one. Ground ball along third. Fielded by Pope. Steps on the bag for one, but a run scores. So a fielder's choice, 5 unassisted and an RBI. And it's 5-4. Avalos scores. Amarante out 5 unassisted at third. And now fielder's choice.
Yeah, I did put fielder's choice.
No, it's here. It's not a hit. Pitch is a strike.
That's not Ruiz.
Okay, I got to go back and change that. So I'll fix that between innings.
Just want me to do this as.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 with the count to Yason. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner. So Hesston's battled back within one. The tying run at second base. The pitch. Called strike 3 and the inning is over. Couple of runs come across on 1-2 hits and a couple of walks. After 2.5, our new score, Dragons 5 and the Larks 4. Natalie Semmel lit off the third for Hutchinson. Now 5-4 the Dragon lead. Under Hesston plates 2 in the top.
The catcher, number 1, Natalie Semmel.
Natalie doubled in a run and scored. She had a line drive that hit halfway up the left center field wall. Breaking pitch from Ashley Yassen is a strike. Semmel struck out 3 times against Yassen in the first game. Here's a swing and a miss. Blue Dragon baseball sweeps the last 2 games of the series with Seward County, winning the finale 6-2. So, pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-2. Upstairs 2-2. Hard hit ball under the glove of the second baseman in the right center for a hit. Semmel's now 2 for 2 at an opposite field single through the right side. So the Dragons try to come back and increase that lead. There's DJ Cannon. Chases a rise ball, and it's 0-1. Cannon doubled in a run. Now a 9-game hitting streak for DJ, the longest of her Blue Dragon career. The pitch. That one's in the dirt. Semmel had a very quick secondary, but she put the brakes on. Good stop by Sam Emirante, the catcher. She get a little catch. She's come as close to throwing out any Dragon base runners as anybody has all year. The Dragons still have been caught stealing. One slice foul by Cannon out of play to the left. And she's down in the count 1-2. The Dragons now a perfect 77 for 77 in stolen bases this year. That's a club record. They've never gone a season without being thrown out at least once. 1-2 pitch. Did she go around? They check, and Cannon did check her swing, and it's 2-2. That's close. Semmel at first with a leadoff single. Now the 2-2 to Cannon. Line, one hopper to second. They go to second. The ball's dropped, and everybody is safe. Fielder's choice. E4 throw. So it'll be a fielder's choice and an error. A bad flip from
Number 22,
T.
Bree Johnson.
So see if the Dragons can capitalize on this mistake. Hesston now with 3 errors in the game. Here's Bree Johnson. Shows bunt and bunts it foul. Unfortunately for Bree, she recognized that it was going to be inside. She pulled back, but the ball rode right in on her hand so far and so fast it clipped the bat. Nothing on the 1, the count to Johnson. Bree does have 3 sacrifices this year, and she bunts this one foul. 0-2. She got her batter out in the zone late that time. Angry with herself, and now she battles from an 0-2 hole. Great and enthusiastic crowd on hand here at Fun Valley for this series. The pitch. Up onto the roof. Stays 0-2. That's an interesting trip up onto the roof here at Fun Valley. The pitch. Chopped along third, but foul. Going in the 0-2. Got her swinging on a rise ball. That's a strikeout. And there's 2 away. Check that 1 away. Now Ashton Reynolds, hitless on the afternoon, 0 for 4. She grounded to third base her first time.
The center fielder, number 7, Ashton Reynolds.
Yason hits the inside corner for a strike. Ashton will play next year at Newman University. Shows button, pops the bunt up foul. Nobody can get to it. And now it's 0-2. She wasn't trying to sacrifice. She was trying to push bunt. And again, she got the bat out in the zone late. Here's the 0-2. Off to play wide. That's that slower curve. Yason can throw 4 different pitches at different speeds from what I've seen. Makes her very deceptive. That's why she has a lot of strikeouts. 1-2. Little blooper to left, drifting back as long. She's got it into the grass. And there's 2 away. Now Izzy Godinez. Izzy has walked and scored and flown out to shallow right.
The shortstop, number 20, Izzy Godinez.
Izzy looking for her 50 or 60th hit of the year. Takes the breaking pitch outside for ball 1. Warm afternoon, but under hit the deck here. Well, we never get you something a little bit chilly with that wind. Now 2-0 to Godinez. Five-four Dragons. Hesston with 2 each in the first and the third. The Dragons with a 5 spot in the bottom of the first. They scored 9 runs in the first innings. Line to right field, but it's caught by the right fielder Chavez, and the inning is over. So Yason works around the leadoff single. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. After 3, 5-4 Blue Dragons. Kind of a big inning for the Blue Dragons coming up in terms of momentum. Hesston scored 2 in the third. The Dragons went scoreless. It's a 1-run game. Here's Josie Knoll. She struck out her first time up. Cannon worked a spotless second and gave up a couple of runs on 2 hits and 2 walks in the third. Knoll swings and misses. It's Knoll, Martin, and Lastly here in the fourth. She go around. Wow. They say she did not. And the elusive search for the correct call and the check swing continues to be in search of. Wow, that looked pretty obvious. Here's a 1-1. Upstairs 2-1. Cannon into her third full inning. She came in with 1 out in the sixth. Destiny Scholes lasted just 5 batters. Foul back to the screen, and it's 2-2. Foul up the netting. Wind starting to make a slight shift around to the full east now, which is toward the first base right field line. 2-2 pitch, foul out of play into the stands. So Knoll continues to battle Cannon. Make her run the pitch count up a little bit. 2-2 pitch upstairs, full count. Cannon now at 54 pitches. Right now, DJ just needs to challenge Knoll and see what happens. She does, and it's a called strike 3. Knoll is caught looking for the second straight bat. 1 away in the fourth for leadoff hitter Taylor Martin. Martin walked and scored and popped up to second baseman Bree Johnson. Now in the series, Martin 1 for 5. Check that, 1 for 4 or 0 for 4. 0 for 5. Wait on that offering. Cannon delivers. It's just another swing and a miss. 0-2 to Martin. Martin with 30 stolen bases this year. It's a good thing for the Dragons to keep her off base. And the 0-2. Got her swinging. That's 2 away. 3 strikeouts now for DJ. Base is empty, 2 away for third baseman Kaylin Lastly. Lastly started off the 2-run third with a single. Curveball for a strike. Don't believe Lastly thought so just by her body reaction. One's popped up toward the Hesston dugout. It'll get out of play. Cannon's up 0-2 on Lastly. It is 6 o'clock. First game took just shy of 2 hours. Now the 0-2. Fouled off the foot of Natalie Semmel. And she's in a bit of discomfort. Home plate umpire's going to walk up to head coach Jamie Rose and get some new balls. Give Natalie a chance to recover. She probably got hit in the one spot down there that's not protected, which is just kind of right off the side of the front toe. That does wear the pads with the flaps. Well, when you go down to the crouch, a little bit of your foot's exposed. 0-2. Hard hit ball left side, fielded by Izzy Godina. Strong throw is high, and the runner's safe. That'll be a single. Good speed down the line by Lastly, her second hit of the game. It's a 2-out hit. Now left fielder Lexi Avalos, she's 2 for 2. Jamie Rose is going to ask for a little bit of help here. According to the umpire, they say the throw pulled Izzy up a little, or pulled Raven Bass off the bag. I think Jamie is going to ask for help, but after what happened earlier in the game, I don't believe that this call will be overturned. If indeed there will be help being sought for, and there will be. If this call is overturned, the chances of Hesston head coach Andrew Sharp remaining in the game are nil, because he will come unglued in a very quick talk, and the call is not overturned. It'll still stand as a 2-out single for Lastly. Now Lexi Avalos the batter. Cannon misses inside, ball 1. Pitch taken a little bit low and is 2-0. Tying run at first with 2 out here in the 4th. Now it's 3-0. Avalor extends the inning. It'll be Sam. Here's a strike. Sam Amarante. Ground ball foul just past first, and it's a full count. Lexi Avalos appears to be a hitter that can jump on a mistake pitch. DJ got away with one, to pitch up and not over the plate. And Avalos pulls it foul by a matter of inches. First baseman Raven Bass will play fairly close to the line. Here's 3-2 pitch runner. Goes swing and a miss. Strike 3 and the inning is over. DJ Cannon challenges Lexi Avalos and wins this battle. Retires her for the first time. Cannon strikes out the side, but does allow a hit. Halfway through in game number 2, Dragons 5 and the Larks 4. Becca Roberts leads out the bottom of the fourth for Hutch. Dragons clinging to a one-run leader in game two. They lead the series 1-0. There's a line shot to right field. And Becca Roberts has her second hit of the game and fourth of the series. A line shot to right field. Normally Becca's taking shots to left, but she got a pitch up in the zone and drove it. And Cameron Pope will be the batter. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Watch Roberts at first, 27 steals. Strike called. And Sam Amarante has come as close to throwing any Dragon runner out that we've seen this year. Pitch to Pope outside a curveball. And it's 1-1. With Yason pitching outside, it's a lot easier for Amarante to come up throwing. The pitch is hit high to center field. Playable low for Taylor Martin. She's got it. And there's one away. Cam got under that one. She's now 1 for 3. That'll bring up first baseman Raven Bass. RBI single in the first. And a walk 1 for 1. Bass with 3 RBIs in the series now. The pitch drops in for a strike. Raven with the team high now, 45 RBIs. Next is Kiara DeCrane, 33. Also, Ashton Reynolds has 33. The RBI is very well spread out by the Dragons this year. Pitch is taken low. 1-1 the count. You get the sense Becca's trying to measure up Yason. The pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. Yason also concerned with Roberts. She makes a mistake to Bass. That could land on the other side of the fence. Low for a ball. Now Raven can be very selective at 3-1. The 3-1 is rip foul. Ben Witz at the third base coach has got to be tough standing on some of those rockets that have been hit at him by Raven Bass on foul balls this year. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Roberts will stop at second. The ball got past the catcher, but it was ball 4, so Roberts moves up. And this is now the second time Yason has walked Bass in game number 2, and Bryn Stockman will be the batter.
Right fielder number 14, Bryn Stockman.
Bryn's now 0 for 2. Struck out her first time up against Jason. Grounded back to the pitcher in inning number 1. Pitch and dirt, that gets through the catcher, and everybody will move up on a wild pitch. Roberts to third, Bass to second. Big gap in right center field for Bryn. She drops a bunt down, just squeezes on the foot. Not in time, and now moving up to second base is, it'll be a fielder's choice and an RBI, and then an error on the pitcher, Yason. So it's 6-4.
Number 1, Natalie Semmel.
Now Natalie Semmel, the batter. 6-4 Dragons. Semmel pops one up and will get back out of play. Natalie's 2 for 2, a double and a single. Her double in the first plate at 1. Stockman's also given an RBI, her 33rd of the year. Pitches a ball, it's 1-1 the count now to Semmel. Ben Whitsitt runs through the signs. 2 on in scoring position, 1 across with 1 out. Here in the 4th, the pitch. High chopper left side, fielded by Kaylin Lastly. She holds the runner and then throws out Semmel for out number 2. Tough play on the left side now, looking into that sun. So there's DJ Cannon. DJ 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first. Rich down the fielder's choice
DJ Cannon.
in the third. Cannon takes high for ball 1. And pitcher Mason drops in for a strike. Dragons hitting .370. That's 4th best in the Jayhawk East this year. Pitching staff number 1 in terms of ERA at 2.64. 2-1 the count. Now to Cannon. The pitch. Ripped right to center field, but playing shallow and right in her tracks is Taylor Martin, and the inning is over. DJ hit it a ton, but the Larks had her played perfectly. Dragons get 1 though on 1 hit. There was 1 error. And 1 left on. We've completed 4 here at Fun Valley in game number 2. Dragons 6 and the Larks 4. On to the 5th inning at Fun Valley in game number 2. The Dragons lead the series over Hesston 1-0 and lead game number 2 6-4. We handle the final 3 innings of regulation. DJ Cannon will face Sam Amarante, Sierra Long, and Jocelyn Chavez. Amarante is singled and walked. Ball 1. Cannon now has reached the 69 pitch mark here in game number 2. This is by far her longest relief outing of the year. Now 2-0. There's a strike from Cannon, and it's 2-1. Cannon, as a freshman, threw 145 in the third innings. There's a little looper to right coming out of Stockman. She can't get to it, now misplays it. And that'll be, as the throw gets away, but no further advance, but that'll be a single and an error.
Number 15, Sierra Long.
9 what?
F. So runner at second, nobody out to start the fifth, and here's Sierra Long, excuse me. Strike at the letters. Long has walked twice in game number 2. And we keep mentioning her power, 9 home runs in the regular season. Breaking pitch for a strike, and Cannon starts out on top, 0-2. Got her swinging. One away here in the fifth. There's now 5 strikeouts in the game, 15 for the afternoon for DJ Cannon. Jocelyn Chavez now steps in. 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and popped up. Upstairs, ball 1. Wind was let up a little bit. Ball 2, low and in. Hesston trying to force a game 3, which will be tomorrow if needed. Until DJ rushed that pitch, went right into the dirt. Now it's 3-0 to Chavez. Kendall Richardson on deck. The Dragons have not retired the Larks in order in this game. 3-0 is a strike. So in essence, they've been living a little bit dangerously here in game 2. The pitch. That one's aligned toward the gap left. Center fielder gets down. Scoring easily will be Amarante to cut the Dragon lead to 1. Now it's 6-5 on a 1-out RBI double by Chavez. And let's not forget the competitive nature of the 2 March games, 8-4 and 10-7, and the Dragons had to come from behind in both. Now Cannon will navigate the lower third of the Hesston order, and Kendall Richardson. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI fielder's choice. So she's had a productive game number 2. Rise ball is fouled straight back. It's a long way from done for Hutch. Won the first game 6-2. But until those 2 runs in the 6th inning, you didn't feel real comfortable. That one's fouled off the mask of Natalie Semmel back to the thing and bounces around. 0-2 to Richardson. The one thing you're worried about for DJ Cannon right now is no out is coming easy. Her pitch count now at 82, which means she's about 200 for the afternoon. Tries the changeup and misses outside, 1-2. And really when you're at this point, unless you feel like you're in total command, you may want to challenge hitters a little bit more and try not to nibble for strikeouts. That hit her in the face mask. Or in the hood. She's okay. So Kendall Richardson hit with a pitch on a 1-2 count. And usually that spells trouble. Hitting a batter on an advantage count like that. She was trying to jam Richardson, and the ball just got away from her and rode right in and clipped the bill of Richardson's helmet. She's okay. Now 2 on with 1 out for Ashley Yassen. Showing runners go, and the Dragons didn't recognize what was going on. It'll be a double steal. It's a strike to Yassen. But now the tying run at third base will have the go-ahead run at second base. Strike called, 0-2. DJ could use a strikeout right here. Big cut from Yassen. It's fouled back. She didn't miss that pitch by much. Bryn Stockman threw in that. Sorry for that temporary drop. The hot spot ran out of juice. And we got it back now. Bottom of the fifth rolls around. It's a tight one in game number 2. 6-5 Hutch. The Dragons lead the series 1-0. It's Bree Johnson, Ashton Reynolds, and Izzy Godinez. And Johnson's first pitch swinging and is fouled back out of play. Bree, a notorious first pitch swinger. Johnson in this one is 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. Curveball for a strike, and Johnson's down in the count 0-2. Ashley Yassen trying to keep her team in it. Hesston scored 2 in the top of the first. The Dragons countered with 5. Johnson tomahawks one, foul out of play, but with home run distance. Since that 5-run first, the Larks have come back with, or 5-run first of the Dragons, the Larks came back with 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth. The Dragons scored 1 in the fourth. That's the difference in the game. Little slow roller back to Yassen. Johnson's retired. She's 0 for 3. 1 away here in the Dragon fifth for Ashton Reynolds, who's 0 for 5 in the series.
The center fielder, number 7, Ashton Reynolds.
Reynolds' first pitch attacks and hits it off the facade of the roof and into the Dragon stands along the first base side. You got to be alive on foul balls out here. Ashton lays off that slow curveball. It's 1-1. Jason's allowed just 1 run. High fly ball to the left. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it's foul. One and 1 and 2. The count now on Ashton Reynolds. Pitch popped up, back onto the roof. Hopefully spring has sprung for good. We're supposed to get some rain here tomorrow. The pitch. Taken low, 2-2. Curveball stays outside. Reynolds wouldn't chase it, and now the count is full. One out here in the fifth. Base is empty. Blowing in, ball 4. So we've seen all year long the speed of the Dragons. Especially the stretch, Reynolds, Godinez, and Roberts really put pressure on defenses.
Shortstop, number 20, Izzy Godinez.
That one's bunting foul. That wasn't going to be a sacrifice. Izzy was bunting for a hit, but Dragons getting that bat out too late. Ben Whitsitt said so, and Izzy realized it. Said, that was my bad. Reynolds with 5 steals this year. Ground ball to short. Flip to second for the force, and that'll be the only play. A 6-4 fielder's choice, and there's 2 away. Now Godinez at first with 2 away. And Becca Roberts, the batter. And hopefully Izzy's okay. Izzy's had some hamstring issues. And she's taking a few extra seconds to make sure she's okay. So,
number 8, Becca Roberts.
Doubtful that Izzy will be stealing. Becca Roberts, 2 hits in the game. Takes a strike. Roberts lined to right field for a hit her last time up in the 4th. Right now, her run is the difference in the game. Scored on the Bryn Stockman fielder's choice. Pitch in the dirt. Godinez on the move. The throw down, not in time. It'll be a wild pitch. So a big insurance run at second base, and the Dragons need a little of that 2-out magic they've been living on all year. You hope that doesn't dry up here in the postseason. Roberts swings and fouls one off the catcher, then the umpire. Now she battles from a 1-2 hole. Sam Amarante is walking around like she's been beat on today. One and 2 the count to Roberts. Everybody's shallow for the Dragon left fielder. Infield and outfield. The pitch. Upstairs. 2-2. The shadows now starting to get a little bit long from the first base stands. Light poles reached all the way to the outfield. The pitch. Ground ball right to short. Long bobbles. Now a snap throw behind. It'll be an error on the shortstop Long. But again, the speed. So it's first and second, 2 away for Cameron Pope. Cam's 1 for 3, an RBI double in the first.
Number 21, Cameron Pope.
Her 104th career hit. First pitch is a slow breaking ball outside, ball 1. Center fielder Taylor Martin toward left center. Again, a big gap in right center. Cam takes a shot that way and misses it. Fouls it off, and it's 1-1. Dragon dugout in full throat. The pitch. Pop foul back out of play. There's a fan standing right behind, but he's got his fingers interlocked into the fence. Perfectly placed foul ball. He's going to get torched down there. Now the 1-2. Line shot. That sails over Alyssa Money, the sports medicine assistant out here. So Pope stays live at 1-2. Big insurance run out at second, but it's going to take a two-out hit from Cameron Pope to get her in. Godinez at second. Roberts the first one in the gap. Could score two. The pitch. Went inside. Pope swung, missed on a changeup inside, and the inning is over. So the Dragons can't do anything with a walk and an error. After 5, 6-5 Hutchinson. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Between games, we were surprised with the appearance of former Blue Dragon pitching coach Jana Williams. Jana and Jamie Rose coached for a lot of years together. Good to see Jana. First pitch swing is a pop-up that lands foul by the Dragon dugout. It is the top of the order for the Larks here in the 6th. Martin, Lastly, and Avalos. High fly ball, shallow right center. On comes Ashton Reynolds to make the basket catch, and there's one away. Long run for Ashton, but that's her ball all the way. Martin now 0 for 3, one away for third baseman Kaylin Lastly. Lastly was the starting pitcher and still stands to be the losing pitcher if Hesston cannot, at minimum, tie this game up. Lastly 2 for 2 at the sacrifice. Showing bunt takes high ball 1. Lastly's hit in the 4th was an infield single. Deep in the hole at short. Line in the pitch. Slice foul. Right now, with both pitchers well over 200 pitches. We're talking about DJ Cannon and Ashley Yason. It's just basically a pitch at a time. This will be pitch number 100 for DJ in game number 2. It's way high and outside. Cannon's been in the zone 67 times, so a 2-to-1 strike to walk ratio. That's where you want to be. The pitch. Lifted to shallow left. Going back is Izzy Godinez to make the catch. 2 away. I was watching Becca Roberts, and it was Izzy Godinez that snuck in underneath. Base is empty, 2 away for Lexi Avalos. Avalos 2 for 3. She struck out to end the 4th. Ball a little bit high. 5 1/3 innings now for DJ Cannon here in game number 2. Ground ball to first. Bobbled by Bass, but she recovers and steps on the bag, and it's a quick 1-2-3. 3 UA. The countdown for the Dragons down to 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dragons leading Hesston 6-5. Blue Dragons 3 outs away from Topeka, but they would like to add some insurance so those 3 outs aren't so tenuous. When the Larks hit in the 7th, it'd be the middle third of the order. Amarante, Long, and Chavez. It's the middle third of the order for the Dragons here in the 6th. Bass, Stockman, and Semmel.
First baseman, number 28, Raven Bass.
Raven Bass. 1 for 1 with a run scored, an RBI, and a pair of walks. She's been on base all 3 times. Her and Yason have had some battles today. That one is yanked foul. Nora will be tracking that one for about the next hour. But a loud strike is all it is, though, and it's 0-1. Ben Whitson backs Raven off the plate a little bit. The pitch inside. All Yason has done since the home run is jam Raven Bass. Variety of pitches, but she's kept it right in on the hands. That time she goes outside with a slow curve. Bass wouldn't chase, and it's 2-1 to the Dragon first baseman. The pitch. Fly ball left center shallow, coming on and making the catch is Taylor Martin. Nice running catch, and there's 1 away. Bass now 1 for 2. Here's Bryn Stockman. Right now her RBI on a
Number 14, Bryn
safety squeeze is the difference in the game. Becca Roberts scored. Ground ball left side. That's a base hit. Stockman gets her first hit of the game. The 9th hit for the Blue Dragons. They've out-hit the Larks 9-8 in this one.
The catcher, number 1, Natalie Semmel.
There's Natalie Semmel. 2 for 3, an RBI double, a single, and a ground out. Semmel bunts. It's a good one. It gets past the pitcher, and everybody's going to be safe. A bunt single for Semmel. It's a 3-hit game for her. She caught the Hesston defense napping. Now DJ Cannon with a chance. Andrew Sharp's going to come out to the circle. It's 102 pitches now for Ashley Yason. Total so far for the Blue Dragons, 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 9 left on. The Larks, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors, 7 left on. It will be DJ Cannon up next for Hutchinson. She has a chance to give herself some insurance. Meeting still going on. At some point, the umpire crew is going to have to go break this up. Now the meeting is over.
The pitcher, number 15, DJ Cannon.
DJ with an RBI double. She's 1 for 3. She lined out to center field. Taylor Martin had her played perfectly. She shows bunt and takes a strike. Stockman at second, Semmel at first, 1 away. Now Cannon drops the bunt. It's a great one. It's an infield hit. Oh, they call it. Oh, they call it out for being out of the box. Cannon called for being out of the box on the bunt. I don't think so on this one. It looked like a great bunt by Cannon. Jamie Rose is going to maintain her cool about this one. So Cannon's going to be out 2 unassisted. Kiara DeCrane's going to pinch hit for Bree Johnson.
Number 16, Kiara DeCrane.
So Kiara DeCrane will step in and pinch hit for Bree Johnson.
What's her number?
16. PH. First pitch to Key is taken for ball 1. So now runners at first and second, 2 away. That was a strange call. 2 out now to the Crane. I argue that because DJ didn't make a full run-up attempt. She just squared the bunt. She has slapper ability. Curveball for a strike. 2-1 to the Crane. Jamie didn't argue the call. She just basically came up, pulled her lineup card out, and made the change for Kiara DeCrane to pinch hit. Curveball outside, 3-1. If the inning is extended, it'll be Ashton Reynolds. Big insurance run at second base. And Brent Stockman. Outside ball 4 and the bases are loaded. So now it'll be Ashton Reynolds, who her first base hit of the series would be a big one. She walked her last time up, 0 for 2 today, 0 for 5 in the series. Jason's pitch. It's fouled out of play. 2018 Dragons have been a very aggressive team on first pitches. Sometimes not the wisest to do so in certain situations, but that's their aggressive nature. Line shot caught by the third baseman. Kalen Lastly, and the inning is over. That could have been a game saver for the Larks. Reynolds hits the daylights out of it again, but the Dragons have nothing to show for it. They leave the bases loaded. We head to the 7th at Fun Valley. Dragons 6 and the Larks 5. Dragons 3 outs away from Topeka. 6'5" Hutch. DJ Cannon will face the middle third of the order. Catcher Sam Amarante, the first batter, followed by Sierra Long and Jocelyn Chavez. And Cannon misses ball 1, pitch number 104. Cannon 3 outs away from win number 19. This one's been tense all the way. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Hesston took a 2-0 lead, but the Dragons struck back with 5 in the bottom. And then Hesston is chopped away. Right now the difference is Bryn Stockman, safety squeeze, scoring Becca Roberts. Foul back out of play. And it is 1-2 to the Hesston catcher. Dragons won the first game 6-2 to lead the series 1-0. Curveball's popped up. Reed Johnson drifting back, has it one away here in the 7th. Amarante is now 2 for 3. Here's Sierra Long. 2 walks and a strikeout. And again, we mentioned Heston's leader at home runs with 9. Changeup drops in for strike 1. Long in the first game was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Pitch spins outside the screwball. 1-1 to the Lark shortstop. It's been a great crowd all day here at Fun Valley. Obviously, the majority of them Blue Dragon fans. Cannon's 1-1. Swung through and missed 1-2. The pitch. Foul off. It remains 1-2. If Hesston would rally to win this game, the decisive third game would be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Right now the Dragons and DJ Cannon trying to cut that off right here. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Change up, line to right center field. That's a hit. Stockman gets over quickly to hold Long to a single, and the tying run's on base. Long finally gets her first hit of the series, but it's a single. There's Jocelyn Chavez. She doubled in a run her last time up. The lefties have had some really good swings against DJ. First pitch swing, foul out of play to the right. Or set that to the left. Pardon my wrong sense of direction there. The pitch. Slow roller left side, fielded by Godin. Has only played a first. Dug out by Raven Bass, and there's two-way. Great play on both ends, but the tying run moves into second or scoring position with two out for second baseman Kendall Richardson. So Sierra Long is the tying run at second base with two outs, 6-5 Hutch. They lead the series 1-0. Cannon's pitch. A little bit outside, ball one. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Long will be set. Here comes the throw, and we're tied up. So Richardson with an RBI single to tie it. Now it's 6-6 with the potential go-ahead run at first base and two outs. And Ashley Yason, the pitcher, steps in. Yason has struck out twice. Swing and a miss, strike one. So tied at 6 now. The Larks get off the deck to tie it. Top of the order for the Dragons in the top or the bottom of the 7th. Runner goes ground ball to third. Pope has it. Fires across in time, and the inning is over. So now Hesston with a run on 2 hits. They tie it up. Now the Dragons look to walk it off. It will be Godinez, Roberts, and Pope due up in the bottom of the 7th. Dragons 6 and the Larks 6. Here we go, bottom of the 7th. Dragons look to walk it off and head to Topeka. It's Izzy Godinez, Becca Roberts, and Cameron Pope against Ashley Yason, who's battled her, or willed her team to at least try to force extra innings. They've tied it up with a run in the top of the 7th. Hesston trying to force a game 3 tomorrow. First pitch to Godinez is low, ball 1. Blue Dragon baseball swept Seward County earlier today at Hobart Detter Field. Dragon softball looking to do the same right here. Outside for ball 2-0. It would be key for the Dragons to get Izzy on where they can play their speed game. Hesston finds the outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1 to go. Diaz. Izzy has walked and scored. Flew to right, line to right, then reached on a fielder's choice. Low 3-1. And you would figure Ashley Yason right now running on fumes. He's right at about 230 pitches for the afternoon. Pitch is popped up to center. Martin has it measured, and there's one out in the 7th. Now Becca Roberts. Roberts has been on base all 4 times today. A pair of singles, 2 runs scored, a walk, and she reached on an error on shortstop Sierra Long. Strike at the knees. So right now you wonder how big that call is that went against the Dragons on that call. DJ Cannon had a bunt single called out for being out of the box. Swung and missed, full on the pitch, and now Roberts battles from an 0-2 hole. The Dragons have been to extras only twice this year. Up the middle and through for a base hit. So Roberts gets her 3rd hit of the game. Now 11 hits. Hesston has 10. And now Cameron Pope will be the batter. Quite likely we are going to see a steal attempt from Becca Roberts. I think that's what Ashley Assen and Sam Amarante were talking about.
Third baseman, number 21, Cameron Pope.
Pope 1 for 4, an RBI double and a pair of strikeouts. That double came in the 1st. Bunt dropped out, and it's a good one by Pope. This bobbled, and everybody's going to be safe. Base hit. A bunt single for Pope, and that'll bring up Raven Bass. That's a 2nd bunt single for Cam this year. Now the winning run at second base. How about that, Cam?
First baseman, number 28.
Now Raven Bass. Another battle with Ashley Yason. Bass wins it. The Dragons probably win the game. Strike inside at the corner at the knees. Good pitch. Dragons haven't tried to steal attempt in this one. Little pop up in foul territory, and lastly can't get to it. So the Dragons have new life, but Bass down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Curveball just missed. A lot of Dragon fans on their feet up on the top step of the first base bleachers. 1-2 to Bass. Way high, 2-2. Dragon baseball walked off on an error in game 1 today against Seward County. Now the 2-2. Inside, full count. Wouldn't be surprised if Roberts goes at third. Or at second for a stolen base. Does not go. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. Bass walks for the 3rd time. Roberts to 3rd. Pope to 2nd. One out for Bryn Stockman.
Right fielder number 14, Bryn Stockman.
No more room for Blue Dragons on the bases. They're full. The pitch to Stockman's a check swing foul. That was an aggressive pitch from Yassen. If you hit Bryn Stockman, the game is over. So Yassen has to be careful pitching inside. Infield in all the way around for the Larks. The pitch. Curveball misses outside, 1-1. This could be the big pitch of the at-bat. If Yassen falls behind here, 2-1. She may have to come flush the next pitch. Pop foul out of play. She didn't come flush. She went right after Bryn. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes. And remember, you're dealing with the number 1 pitcher in the country and in JCA Division II. Better than a strikeout per inning. You figure she's got to be running on fumes. The 1-2 to Stockman. Fly ball down the right field line, foul territory, and it will hook out of play. Interesting thought for the Hesston outfielders. On a fly ball that's foul, do you catch it? If it's deep enough, the speed at third, and Becca Roberts is going to score easily, so you may have to let those go. Interesting side note to the strategy. 1-2 pitch outside and high, 2-2 to Bryn. The Dragons are 15-1 when leading after 6 innings this year. The pitch. Ball 3 in the full count. Yassen wanted that pitch and it was close. No place to put her. The Dragons are full, or the bases are full of Dragons. Here's the payoff pitch. Foul back, and Stockman stays alive. Roberts at third, Pope at second, Bass at first. My voice is starting to go. Infield drawn in for the Larks. Once again, the 3-2. Little pop, shallow right field, base hit, and the Dragons win it. The Dragons walk off on Bryn Stockman's base hit, and they're headed to Topeka. Becca Roberts scores, and the Dragons win it 7-6 in walk-off fashion and sweep this District East Series 2-0. We'll wrap it up right after this. Welcome back to Fun Valley and the Blue Dragon postgame show. Steve Carpenter with you. The Blue Dragons get it done. Won the first game 6-2, and then Bryn Stockman's blooper to right field scores. Becca Roberts with the game winner. The Dragons walk off with a 7-6 victory to sweep the series, and now they head to Topeka as the number 4 seed in the District E tournament. We'll get the Allen Coffeyville winner next week in Topeka. Totals for the just completed ball game for the Blue Dragons now 35-9 overall. 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 12 left on. For Hesston, 6 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors, 8 left on. The winning pitcher, DJ Cannon, she improves to 19-4. Ashley Yason takes the loss. She finishes her season at 17-16. Dragons were in a battle all the way. Hesston took a 2-0 lead, but the Dragons responded with 5 runs in the bottom of the first and made it 5-2. It was 6-5 going into the 7th when, with 2 outs, Kendall Richardson singled to center field, scoring Sierra Long with the tying run. Then with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, Becca Roberts singled, her 3rd hit of the game. Cameron Pope dropped down a bunt single. Raven Bass walked to load the bases. And then Bryn Stockman on a 1-2 pitch. It's a little blooper to right with the game winner, and the Dragons get it done. DJ Cannon goes 6 2/3 innings for the win. Again, her 19th of the year. 8 hits, 4 runs allowed, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. She struck out 19 on the day. Des Schultz works just 1/3 of an inning. Natalie Semmel, 3 for 4 with an RBI. But Becca Roberts goes 4 for 4. Actually, 3 for 4. With 3 runs scored. So the Dragons get it done. They're off to Topeka. Hesston ends their season at 26-25. And the Blue Dragons get the win by the score of 7-6. In Game 2 after winning 6-2 in Game 1. We'll be with the Blue Dragons all the way through. The next broadcast will be from Topeka, as Hutchinson will take on either Allen or Coffeyville in the first round of the Region 6 District E tournament from Humber Park in Topeka. For my entire crew out here, Steve Carpenter from Fun Valley. Congratulations to the Dragons for moving on. We'll see you again on Saturday from Topeka. Until then, so long, everybody.